My friends, how are you? Thank you for watching this video. We're here with Tristan from Nivada Grenchen, which is a very historical brand that it's making a resurgence. Tristan, first of all, thank you very much for your time. It's great talking to you here in Mexico at the Summer CR. First of all, how has the fair been?
Well, thank you first and for having us. The fair has been really nice. This is the third day, and the first 2 days have been really nice. Very good response from the market. We've seen some end consumer, we've seen some journalists, we've seen some of the press, some of the trade as well. So the overall response on the brand and introduction of the brand in Mexico is really good. So we're really happy with that.
Perfect. And it has been very interesting to see how a very historical brand has become popular again. Can you talk to us about how a bit of the resurgence of the brand? How has it been?
Yes, of course, yeah. So that brand first is 1926, so it's a very old brand.
Almost 100 years next year.
Next year, big,
Yes.
big year
coming
next year.
up.
And during the first, I would say, 60 years up to the 80s, the brand was really strong in the market. It was one of the most searched for brand in the middle range. I could say we were competing with big brands of today in the 60s, 70s. A lot of innovation. So in '64, for example, we had the Depthmaster here. That Depthmaster was the first watch to be able to dive to 1,000 meters, 3,000 feet, 1964. They called the Depthmaster. And so a lot of innovation. And Nivada was as well a brand for tool watches. What we call tool watches is watches that you can use on every day. Mostly we did watches for the armies.
Okay.
Because we had the army in front of us, and then they say, okay, we have the regular watches, but once you dive, once you get transpiration, whatever, the watch doesn't work anymore. So we need watches for the army, for the military, to be able to dive, to jump, to fly.
Yes.
And this first tool watch that is called the Chronomaster that you have behind you. So that's the Chronomaster is a everyday chronograph, so you could do everything with it. You could sail, you could dive, you could fly with it.
Everything someone from the army would do.
Yes,
right?
and we don't think about it, but at the time it was new, because all the chronographs were very simple chronograph, very classic chronograph. This is 10 atmosphere, but at the time it was not even 1 atmosphere.
Yes, of course.
So this is why Nivada was known as well. In the 60s, 70s, we had the world covered. We were I like to say we were in Afghanistan,
Yeah.
in Iraq, we were in Mexico as well.
Yes.
Of course in the US, in all the other countries, but in countries that at the time, at today's time, we won't even go, like Afghanistan. So it was a strong brand at the time. And then came the 80s, the quartz crisis, many brands disappeared, Nivada disappeared. Then 40 years after, in 2020, during the COVID, we were looking for brands to revive, and we found Nivada with a fantastic history. Today we have 5 collections. Those 5 collections were in the collection of Nivada in the 70s. And we revived the brand with those 5 collections. So first we came with the Chronomaster,
Yes.
then the Antarctic, then the Depthmaster, then the F-77, which is this watch here, and finally the Chronosport, which is this watch. The Chronosport is a watch that was never actually launched. We just found some samples and some designs, and we decided to relaunch it late last year, like in 2024 November. Huge success. So we have the Valjoux movement in it, or we have a Mecha quartz with the 3 little dials.
Wow.
So after 5 years relaunching the brand, we have a very complete collection. Still, we have a lot of plans to launch a new product. We have a ladies' watch coming towards the end of the year.
Okay.
It's called the Colorama. It's part of the past of Nivada as well, in the 60s. Very tiny watch, beautiful watch. We launch it at the end of the year. So we have a lot of plans to enlarge the collection of today, and Today, we have 80 point of sales plus worldwide. We came into Mexico first time 2 days ago.
Yes.
We had fantastic comments from the crowd that came here. And now we're looking at launching the brand in Mexico full-fledged, so it will take a bit of time. We have to find partners, but we'll. I'm very optimistic with that. And that's the reason why we're here.
It's amazing to me how, I think when you were looking for brands to revive,
Yes.
you found a pot of gold here because it's a very historical brand. And the great thing that I find is that you were able to go to the catalog. You didn't have to invent the wheel, you know? You had a really robust catalog where you could base your new models. But what's funny to me is that you can see some models that, I guess this was created around the 60s, 70s.
75, yeah.
75.
We think 75. We don't have the exact date here.
But the thing is that this is a vintage model that is trending right now, you know? So this talks about all of the history and innovation and creativity that the brand had before, and how the times are also revolving, where you're right now 2025, but the popular models are the ones that were created maybe 50 years ago, and you get these beautiful pieces. This was the first one that you announced, right? When
Yes,
the brand was
Chronomaster,
coming.
yes.
Because I remember seeing this, it drove me crazy because it's a very beautiful watch which brings back all of the heritage and the beautiful things of vintage watches, but you build them with quality from today, which is, to me, it's the perfect mix. This keeps the spirit of the, let's say, the old brand alive, and shows us where you're going. Because when you see also the history of Nivada with the Antarctic, it was a watch that was used to go to the Antarctic, right? For the explorations. And it's hard right now to find watches that have that history and that were able to withstand the extreme temperatures and the extreme everything that the adventures had to offer to the explorers.
True.
Right?
But as you said, it's right. We don't want to reinvent the wheel. The wheel is here. I mean, all the design they've been here. Life is a cycle. So what was good in the 60s, 70s is good today. And
Yes.
people like it, and we see it. Because the sellout, I mean, the brand is becoming very popular. So it's really, those are two elements. We don't want to reinvent. We just want to bring back pleasure to the people. And another thing I did not mention is Nivada was known at the time to offer affordable watches, Swiss made, to the public. And today we do the same. So we have, I think, beautiful watches.
Yes, they are.
I cannot say otherwise. We have beautiful watches, and we come with good quality, modern technology, sapphire glass and all that stuff, you know. But we still keep the prices reasonable. So if you compare Nivada watch with the technology that we have inside to some other watches or brands that you have in the market, we are well below, not well below, but we are below in terms of prices, because we want to give pleasure to the people. And they don't spend so much money. So you can spend, for example, this one, which is the Antarctic. The design dates from 1953, okay? This is $900 retail, before tax, okay, but $900, it's a beautiful watch, beautiful finish. The dial is fantastic.
And it has history, it has a Swiss movement, Swiss construction.
Exactly. And the dial is the same design as the one from the 50s. And that's the watch that went to the Antarctic, not exactly this one, but that collection that went on the Antarctic. So we didn't go to the moon, but we went to the Antarctic.
Yeah, which is also really hard.
An achievement,
yes.
Okay? Especially at that time, in the 55.
Yes.
With the US Navy. So in 55, it was a hard trick. So yeah, we have now a beautiful collection, complete collection, and we strive to offer the best of the Swiss watchmaking to people. And we know that recently prices went up in luxury, not only watch
everywhere,
but in luxury prices.
Even the supermarket, the prices are up.
So we try to keep our prices down as much as we can. So people with $900, they can get Swiss watch, Swiss brand, historical watch.
Yes.
So heritage, you know, that's I think a great accomplishment.
Yes, I think this is great because what people are looking for, as I see, they are looking for good watches, well built, with history, which is, and when you add that there is a really fair price, I think that's a great package.
I think so too, and we're working on that every day to keep our prices at the best level we can. And we have a new watch here that we're launching next week on the 19th. It's called the Aquamar. It will be 3 dials. This is the black. It's basically the indexes will change color. So on one day you have the indexes white. The next day it's going to be yellow or vintage look. And so we have that on the black dial, on the gray dial, on the blue dial.
Wow.
So that was in the collection in the past. Called the Aquamar from the Antarctic collection. Basically a diver, a skin diver watch.
Wow.
It's a beautiful watch. So this we launch it next week, and the retail here will be around $1,000 before tax. So I think it's a fantastic watch at this price.
It's a great value.
It's a great value.
Especially when you compare it with other watches that are similar.
Yeah.
There's not a lot that offer this. And I think that the historic value of the brand really has weight on the, not the price, but on the perceived value. And a lot of people and a lot of collectors really appreciate the historical part more than something else.
Yeah, and there's a new attitude as well in the market that we can feel, is that people get more interested in historical watches, historical brands, micro brands as well, even new ones that offer something new at a good price.
Exactly.
You have beautiful watches everywhere, but sometimes you have to spend a lot of money to get them, and you cannot afford. And here, we and some other brands, some recent brands as well, we try to offer that pleasure to the people that like watch. I've been 30 years in the watch business. I tried to escape a few years ago, and I came back happily, with this brand.
You can never leave.
You can never leave. You can never escape. Yeah, for sure.
Yes, as you were saying, just to close, I think that people right now are craving for something different. They're craving for experience, for more, and even collectors, they are craving to feel something, because most of recent brands, sometimes I feel like they just do the money grab, I know this watch will sell, so let's do it.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's no spirit, and collectors don't even really resonate with that. So when you find pieces like this with history, with great construction, and that people feel the watch and the spirit and the history. I know some people that are like, I want to buy a watch that has the history of, going to the Antarctic or going to the top of the mountain. The thing is, I need to spend $10,000, which
some people can afford, but most of us cannot.
But 95% of the people of the world can't. Yeah. So when you get this type of stuff with the history, the great build, and the DNA, it's to me it's a no-brainer.
You're right, it's a no-brainer. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I want to add exactly what you said, is that people all the time want to own their own brand. So you want to be able to say to the people around, this is, look what I bought. I bought this watch. The guy gets interested, and all their friends, they get interested. What is it? It's a Nivada. And you own the brand. It's your brand. You bring it to your friends and to your surrounding friends.
Yes.
So you own the brand. And that's very important. So now we have a new generation of people, the young generation, 30, 25 years old, 20 years old. They want to own their own brand. So yeah, you have the big brands, fine. But this is their parents' brand, maybe,
Exactly.
So they want to have their own brand and to be able to talk about it.
Exactly.
So we offer that as well.
Yeah, they want to share their passion, and this is the best way to share their passion.
Fantastic. So I think it's really great for that.
Yeah. Well, I wish you all the success in the world.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you for giving us some time.
No, yeah, thank you, and hopefully we'll see each other again here next year with you having partners and having a great distribution here in Mexico.
Thank you. Yeah, looking forward to it.
Thank you very much. Thank you,
friend,
guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Thanks.